Alright, so here we're looking at the surface area of prisms. Now, prisms are any 3D shape which you could cut into slices and every slice would look the same. So for this little cuboid, every slice would be a rectangle, or for a cylinder, every slice would be a circle, or for a triangular prism, every slice would be a triangle. Those are prisms, and if we're looking at the surface area, that's literally the area of all the surfaces. So you could think about it as if you were trying to paint that 3D shape. It's the amount of paint you need, because that's covering all the surfaces around the outside. Now, to work, there's no sort of quick, easy-to-use formula for working out the surface area of prisms. We're just going to find the area of every surface and then add them all together. So here we have another cuboid, and I want to find the surface area. Well, this cuboid has 6 faces. It's got 2 on the front, a top, a bottom. Sorry, not 2 on the front. It's got a front and a back. It's got a top and a bottom, and then a left and a right. And we're going to find all those areas, add them up, and that's going to be the surface area. So if we start with the face on the front, it's a rectangle, which is 3 by 5, so that's going to be 15 meters squared. Next, if we do the top, well, the width of the top is 5 meters, and the depth is 6 meters, which means the area of the top of the shape is 5 by 6, which is 30 meters squared. And then finally, we have the side. We have this side, which is 3 meters high and 6 meters wide, which means its area is 3 times 6, which is 18 meters squared. Now, those are just the ones we can see. Don't forget, this 15 meters squared that we did first, the front, that's copied on the back. It's got a 15 meter squared front and a 15 meter squared back. So those, because there are 2 of them, we'll times it by 2, so the front and the back together are 30. We've then got the top, and like we said earlier, you've got the top, and then you've also got the bottom. So there are 2 of those faces as well, which is another 60. And finally, you've got the right, which was 18, but you've also got the left, which we can't see. So there are 2 of those as well, which is another 36. So altogether, the surface area is 126 meters squared. And the reason why it's meters squared is because it is area. It's a 3D shape, but we're looking at the area of all those sides. So the surface area is an area, so it's meters squared. So that's just a cuboid. Let's look at a triangular prism next. We're going to do a very, very similar thing. We're just going to go around and work out the area of every one of those surfaces, and then we'll add them up, and that's the surface area. Let's start with this front triangle here. This triangle is 8 centimeters wide and 6 centimeters high, so the area is 8 times 6 divided by 2, because it's a triangle. 8 times 6 is 48, divided by 2 is 24. So that's our first area, and like we spoke about with the cuboid, we have to think about the front is the same as the back. So we've actually got 2 of those 24s, and I'll double that now to get 48. That's the front and the back together. Next we'll do the bottom. Now the bottom is 2 centimeters deep and 8 centimeters wide. So I'll just put an arrow like that. The area of the bottom then is 2 times 8, so the bottom is 16 centimeters squared. And there's only one of those. We only have one copy of the bottom of our shape. So I'm just going to put that in as 16. We're going to have to add on for our surface area. We've then got the back of the shape, which is sort of there. And that is 2 centimeters deep and 6 centimeters high. And it's a rectangle, so it's just 2 times 6, which is 12. And we'll add that on for our surface area. And we have one final side, which is the diagonal side that comes across like this. And that diagonal side is 2 centimeters wide and 8 centimeters high, which means our area of this diagonal side is 2 times 8 equals 16. So we have another 16 to add there. If we add those 4 sides, the 4 numbers together, there are 5 sides altogether, but we've doubled the triangle because that was 2 of them. If we add all of these together, that's going to give us our surface area. So 8, 16, 24, carry the 2, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. So our surface area is 94 centimeters squared, just adding those up. Okay, so there's a couple of examples, a couple of questions that you can have a go at if you like, just there. They're very similar to the ones we did, and if you would like, you can pause the video and give those a try, or just leave it playing as I talk through the answers. So pause here if you want to have a go, and I'm going to talk through the answers. So the cuboid first, we have the front, which is 3 times 2 to get the area, which is 6. We have the sides, which are 5 centimeters wide and 3 centimeters high. So those are 15. And we have the top and the bottom, which are 2 centimeters wide and 5 centimeters deep. So those are 10. Now there are 2 of each of those, so we'll double them. That was the top and the bottom. We've then got the left and the right. And finally, we have the front and the back. And we add all those together, 4, 5, 6, so 62 centimeters squared. And then the triangular prism. We'll start with the triangle again. The area is base times height divided by 2. 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. And there are 2 of those. So the front and the back together are 12 centimeters squared. We've then got the, let's do the back of the shape next, which is 3 centimeters high and 4 centimeters deep. So that's a rectangle, that's just going to be 3 times 4. So that's another 12 to add on there. We've then got the diagonal side, which is 4 centimeters wide and 5 centimeters tall. And that's just a rectangle, so 4 times 5. That goes towards our surface area. And finally, we have the bottom of the shape, which is 4 wide and 4 high. And because it's a rectangle, we just times them to get 16. So altogether, we've got, carry the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Surface area is 60 centimeters squared. And that's it, that's the surface area of prisms. Depending on the shape, you might have lots of different rectangles to work out. Working out the triangular prism is actually more complicated than working out the rectangle because the triangular prism's got more different sides. It's only got 5 faces compared to 6 faces on a cuboid, but those 5 faces, you've got 2 triangles and then 3 different rectangles. So it can be complicated, but in summary, that's surface area of prisms. Hope that helps.